The Subaru Solterra EV is back on the market after being discontinued from the wheels falling off, suffering the same fate as its stablemate, which is actually a Toyota, the BZ4X, built in Japan. And from the looks of it, Subaru will continue to build EVs in Japan because in North America, they just can't keep up with the wages against McDonald's and other fast food chains. Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Kirk. If you're new, I talk about Japanese and Korean cars. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you're excited about, well, if you're interested, I should say, and Subaru just not able to make enough money to pay its employees, smash the like button. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing. So let's get into it. Over at chicagobusiness.com, Subaru struggles to compete with McDonald's on wages as U.S. inflation bites. Soaring labor costs are one reason the company says it's not thinking of new investments to build EVs in the US anytime soon. We'll go through this article today. We'll talk about how bleak it looks for Subaru to build EVs here in the United States. We'll talk about ways that they could kind of work around it, aka use their father, Toyota. We'll also talk about Subaru sales, and the new Impreza is being teased as well. Subaru says inflation is so bad that the automaker has trouble competing on wages with local McDonald's outside of Indiana assembly plant. I mean, if it's not just McDonald's. McDonald's is the easy scapegoat here, but it's going to be every single fast food chain is struggling to keep their employees, so they got to pay them a lot of money. And those soaring American labor costs, CEO Tomomi Nakamura said, are one of the reasons his company is not thinking of new investments to build EVs in the US anytime soon. Speaking at Subaru's quarterly earnings announcement on Wednesday, Nakamura said Subaru will stick with his plan to assemble electric vehicles at a new dedicated plant to be built in Japan. So hold that thought. We're going to go to Reuters here. On May 12th of this year, Japan's Subaru to build its first EV vehicle or electric vehicle factory. And it looks like it won't come around until the late 2020s, and they will spend $1.9 billion to ramp up the surging demand for BEVs in its main North American market. Subaru's market is North America. Outside of here, they are a speck compared to the giants that is Volkswagen or Toyota. Same thing with Mazda. Mazda's market is largely North America. And Subaru's planning a mixed production line of gasoline electric cars around 2025 before opening the EV-only production line in the new factory after 2027. So going back to the McDonald's case here, and Nakamura says they can't comply with the US guidelines. It's not realistic to get the new tax credit of $7,500, and the wages are also too high as well. They don't qualify for that tax credit because the new rules say that the vehicle must be assembled in North America. And Subaru is not planning to build any EVs in North America ever at this point. But there could be a loophole. We'll talk about that in a second. So in Indiana, part-time workers at McDonald's earn $20 to $25 per hour. Guys, what am I doing? What am I doing on this YouTube channel? Should be working at McDonald's. That is a good chunk. Gosh, it was $7 an hour when I was growing up, right? $7 to $9 an hour. I remember working at Burger King. I think I was making like $8. So Nakamura is saying that $20 to $25 per hour is in competition with what the temporary workers make at their plant. And if they had a new plant, it would of course be very difficult to hire people for that. And labor costs are rising now. And it is challenging for us to secure workers for Indiana plant, including their suppliers. So yeah, we know the supply chain's all screwed up right now. And it could be largely good they can't find the workers for it. U.S. inflation stood at 8.2% through September, and rising prices worldwide have stoked the cost of everything from wages to raw materials and fanned concerns of recession. I don't doubt that recession's already here. The thing is how bad is this going to get? How long is it going to last? Is it going to be depression? I don't want to sound depressing, but things are looking pretty bad right now with inflation out of control, supply chains disrupted, and interest rates soaring every single quarter seemingly. And if Subaru somehow was able to qualify for that tax credit making EVs here in North America, they would have to do it through their big brother or their father company, Toyota. Toyota has a battery plant coming online in North Carolina in 2025. Toyota's other battery partner is also Panasonic. They have a battery plant going online in around 2025 as well out of Kansas. Could they just use Toyota and Panasonic batteries to assemble them in their plant there in Indiana? I guess that's one possibility. I think a more likely possibility could be them just rebranding or rebadging a Toyota vehicle. Toyota already does this a lot with other vehicles. I mean, look at the Subaru Solterra that is made at a Toyota plant alongside the BZ4X at the Motomachi plant in Japan. If you look at the Suzuki Across, that is the same thing as the RAV4 Hybrid and the RAV4 Prime for markets in Europe, for example. So it wouldn't be anything novel of Toyota to rebadge one of their vehicles as a Subaru, for example, to have them have that American-made EV where they could qualify for that tax credit. I just see it as extremely unlikely, and it won't be for a very long time, probably until Subaru builds EVs in the United States. You got to think, what are they importing from Japan for their lineup? Subaru already imports the Crosstrek, the Forester, WRX, and the BRZ from their Gunma plant. But the rest of the vehicles, like the Outback, which is one of their main sellers, the Legacy and the Impreza, those are made here in the United States. I think the Ascent is also made here in the United States as well. So about half of their lineup is made here stateside, half of it is imported from Japan. So in the near future, late 2020s, they could easily import a lot of those Crosstreks, Foresters as full EVs, where maybe the Outback continues as a gasoline model for a very, very long time. Subaru to unveil the 2024 Impreza at the LA Auto Show. I will be kind of at the LA Auto Show mainly for Toyota. There's other things going on. I think Genesis and Hyundai will be revealing new cars. Obviously Subaru as well, but I'm not going to stick for the LA Auto Show. Being away from my family for like 5 days at a time would be a tough pill to swallow. But let's get into what they have to show us here. There's one photo, and this is it. This is all we have for the teaser. So yes, they're showing the hatchback of the Impreza. Maybe it's hatchback only this time around. Hard to say. I'm not going to get too much into it. We'll just wait to see the full reveal in less than a week from now. And we're going to finish with Subaru sales. How are they doing? They had a rough 2020, 2021. Are they beginning to recover? Let's find out. They're reporting October 2022 sales an increase of 32% of over October of 2021. So we saw that with Toyota. Toyota's having a huge bounce back. I haven't really talked about it on the channel. I probably will do a live stream about talking about the sales figures, how things are looking better for availability, but it kind of coincides with where all the vehicles are kind of getting more expensive. Interest rates are going up. So affordability is becoming more of a thing now with new cars. So let's look at the individual cars here to see how they're doing. We mainly want to look at these figures compared to these figures. So, and the reason is what we have over here is comparing month over month, October to October of 21 versus 22. And then we're looking at the big picture so far from the year of this year versus the year of last year. And if this number on the left is bigger than this number on the right, that means we're seeing supply chains loosen up. And there's more availability out there, and that's not the case for the Subaru Ascent right now. And they're not doing terrible compared to last year, but compared to where they've been so far this year, not quite as strong. BRZ, well, it's such a low volume vehicle. They're up 263% on the year, and here's the thing. Last year, this is an outlier because last year the new model was just coming around. They're kind of selling off the old model, so doesn't really compare. Crosstrek up 28%. This is a huge volume seller. As you can see now, it is their number one seller. I don't know if that's ever happened when I cover Subaru sales, but the Crosstrek is now the number one seller for Subaru here in North America, outselling the Forester and the Outback, which are typically hand in hand at number one and number two. So the Crosstrek up about 29%. beating out the yearly year-over-year average of about 16%. Holy smokes. Forester up 148% versus last year. That is incredible, going from about 5,000 units to about 12,000 units, but it is still down 33% on the year. But it looks like it's finally coming around, getting that production that we want to see. Impreza down 18%. Yeah, I think they're allocating those chips probably from the Impreza and the Legacy, which just no one cares about really right now, and allocating those for the Forester, the Crosstrek, etc. Outback up 40%. So we saw their two cash cows, the Forester and the Outback, getting that return to glory essentially. And the Outback is down 12 or 11% on the year, but they had a massive 40% increase. WRX STI There's no difficulty finding these vehicles on the market. They're kind of a bargain for the performance, but they're, like I've said before, it's a great car. It just doesn't feel that fun to me when I drive the WRX. It's down 40% on the year. It's down 40% on the month as well. Total though, Subaru is up 32% month over month and down 10% on the year. So things are looking better for Subaru, at least in terms of getting volume back to some regularity, but things aren't looking good for Subaru in terms of paying their workers. And it's just not Subaru. Subaru's the only one probably with balls enough to talk about this. Everyone else is all these plants around the United States and all these new EV factories coming online, like Hyundai's, as well as all the battery factories popping up. People are going to be paying a lot of money for these employees to work there. And that's going to cut into the profitability, which means it's going to raise prices in theory, and which will make cars more expensive. Now, if things become more automated and they can have the factories run with as many or as little people as possible, then the cost of cars goes down. And that's kind of, I don't know if that's what Tesla's doing, but Tesla's trying to automate as much as possible, which makes sense to me. But the Japanese automakers and a lot of the traditional automakers, North America, union or not, they like to have a workforce, human hands being involved in making of the cars as much as possible. But if it's no longer profitable, things got to change. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to end it there. I could keep talking about this. If you made this far in the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more Subaru news. I don't talk about Subaru that often. They're one of the smaller companies I discuss here on the channel, but I know there's a big following for Subaru out there. They do make some pretty good vehicles. Definitely check out my driving impressions of the Forester Wilderness. Really, really impressed me. But I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Love the ones around you. Peace out.